Hello YouTube monoliths, welcome back to my channel. I want to thank all my viewers and subscribers for tuning in. Next on the bench, I'm going to build this Elefant tank, which is a tank destroyer, fixed hull or casemate hull. So basically the gun is fixed. It's mostly used to destroy tanks, but because it's so big and has poor mobility, it never quite worked out. It was built in such limited numbers, but it is a very huge tank. The 1-to-1, obviously. This is the 135 scale. It is Testors rebox of the, I never knew whether it's Italeri or Italeri kits. Of course, the Italian company. But this is in vintage boxing. These tanks pretty much broke down, poor mobility, and then they were renamed the Ferdinand. But anyway, nice pictures in the back to show you all the different options. You can do it with the rust or brown lines or the dots. I didn't have to break out the airbrush and do these dots. That's pretty nice. I bought it open box, so the box is in bad shape, but the bag is still sealed, so it should be all the parts should be there. The decals are on the old side. They're yellow. Hopefully they don't break apart when I apply them, but they are on the very old yellow. The paper also is very yellow. Give you the history, the parts. But one good thing I like about the old Testors kit is because since they're trying to push sales of their own paint, they actually give excellent tutorials or tips on how to paint so that you can purchase their paints. I can't say the same about now after they sold it to a Rust-Oleum. Here are the directions. Look simple enough. I have a feeling the suspension is not fully articulating, but I believe it's a rocker assembly. So when it goes over a bump, you might see it slightly articulate, rocking. Figures, always nice. The camo, do the lines. And here is the painting hints to teach you how to paint. That's always good. So I'll be back after I open the bag. Okay, so here are the parts unbagged. So here are the soft rubber band tracks. Just interesting that these spare tracks that you use to hang on the hull, usually Tamiya would make them hard plastic, but this one they made them all soft, even the ones that are meant to hang on the side. So just nice to see the preference of different manufacturers. Here is the hull. They show no signs of it being motorized at one time because there's no holes or anything like that. There is the stamp. Italeri or Italeri. So if I do try to motorize, I could probably use either hole, either the front or the back. Looks like the back one might be easier. I don't know. Not much clearance, so I'll see what I'm going to do when I get to it. So this is the lower hull, the turret or upper piece. This looks like the upper deck lid right below the barrel, right? Some motor grills molded open, so that's very nice. What do you call it? The track covering. This is the front piece. right below the gun barrel. Figures, the hooks. Let's turn them around. Nice facial features. Yep. And so not too much trees. Road wheels. And these sprocket wheels, there seem to be one in the front and one in the back, so I'm wondering if it's some kind of hybrid motor or something like that. I know they have an electric transmission, so I don't know if it works like a diesel locomotive where it's a gasoline or petrol engine that drives a generator which powers the electric motor. I don't know. But there are drive sprockets on the front and back. It's a humongous gun. Well, actually long barrel gun. It's a high velocity gun. And here are the shock absorbers that go on the rocker arms. The cables. So pretty good detail. Pretty good detail. See the braided metal steel cables. That looks like some kind of commander's hatch or coupler. Commander's cupola. And so that's it. So I'll probably wash the parts and then start familiarizing myself with the instructions. Alright, so I just finished washing the parts. So I'm waiting for them to dry, but in the meantime, I will be installing this universal gearbox. I'm probably going to put it in the back because by using some cutting, it's going to be a tight fit, but it should go over here. So it's be kind of close. I'm going to have to do some shaving, but I'm going to motorize it. And here is the drive rod. I think it's octagon shape with 6-sided. So that will go behind the sprocket. So hopefully the hole is small enough that it'll fit very snug. Be able to drive it. So I'm waiting for it to dry before I can proceed. Alright, so I finished putting most of the road wheels in the front drive sprocket, but the rear sprocket is going to be where the motor is going to be. So the motor's installed. This is just a test fit because I'm going to remove it when I paint the interior, but I got the rod exactly centered on both sides, which is great. Just have to cut the rod in place, but this end cap, this is how the end cap looks like, because the sprocket has a plastic pin, but I removed the plastic pin from the rear drive sprocket and I punched out the hole because I'm going to put it right through like this, so from the side it'll look correct, but obviously I really don't need the hole because I'm putting in my own metal axle. As far as here were the pins supposed to go in. So pins, plastic pins supposed to go in there, but I cut them off. That's where the plastic pins were. Actually, they were from here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put these nuts that I already drilled out that fit the axle. I'm going to put them in here because I always need these to able to handle the torque when the motor comes on. So that's the only thing, is that Tamiya, they already come with the 6-sided hexagon shape in the back of the drive sprockets, but these I have to implement my own. Also, another thing, I'm rather impressed with this Italeri kit, because if you notice, each wheel is not independently suspended, but they're part of a rocker arm suspension, which is working. And they're even so detailed, they even put the mud and dirt scraper in the center of the drive sprocket, so that there's no, just like the real tank, so that there's no mud buildup, which will be in danger of derailing the track. So that's pretty detailed. They even included that, because usually a lot of kits don't include that. Like Tamiya doesn't even include that. But it's good that they included that dirt and mud removal in the center where the guide sprocket goes, the guide pin goes, so there's no mud buildup. So that's pretty cool. I thought that was a nice touch. So I'll be back when there's more progress. Alright, so here we are. I jerry-rigged everything just for a test run of the track, and it seems to be working, so let's give it a try. I put it on very low gear, so it's more to scale with a slower climb, and you see the articulating suspension, which is awesome. I did have to cut a hole in the back because I didn't have that much clearance for the protruding rod and screw. So I just covered it up with a piece of plastic. But anyway, everything seems to work. And I'll show you what it looks like. So I just have to work on this other end cap, but you can see why you have to put in that screw so that the rod won't twist around. So the locking nut locks it. So it's working.